Now on KOAM News at 5, local health experts push for people to get COVID and flu vaccines.
The White House announces it's increasing its donation to the worldwide COVID vaccine supply. I'm Natalie Brand with the new global push, plus the debate here in the U.S. over booster shots.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Fall is here, and soon the beginning of flu season will be too. This is KOAM News at 5. Last year, flu season was almost non-existent, but now health experts warn that the flu has already arrived in the area, and it's important to get a flu shot as early as possible. Larry Bergner with the Newton County Health Department says it's safe to get vaccinated for both COVID-19 and the flu at the same time.
I would say we need to get the flu shot because we've got COVID still going on. We've got other illnesses that occur. We've got the common cold. So anything we can do to boost our immune system is helpful.
Bergner says you should get your flu shot by November 1st. President Biden announced today the U.S. is doubling its purchase of Pfizer COVID vaccine shots to share with the world and encouraged other wealthy nations to increase their contributions as well. The president convinced the virtual Global Vaccination Summit, convened that summit as federal health officials consider a booster shot to some Americans. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
At a virtual summit, President Biden pushed wealthy nations to do more to increase global vaccination rates.
The only way to get this done is for everyone, everywhere, is for all of us to step up.
The president said the U.S. is stepping up, buying another 500 million doses of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine to share with the world, bringing the U.S. total to more than 1 billion doses.
To beat the pandemic here, we need to beat it everywhere.
Currently, less than 45% of the world population has received at least one dose, and in some low-income countries, the rate is as low as 2 to 3%. World leaders participated in the Global COVID Summit as discussions continue here in the U.S. over plans for booster shots. An FDA announcement is expected shortly after its advisory committee recommended a third dose for Americans 65 and older, as well as those at high risk. A CDC advisory committee began its 2-day meeting on boosters Wednesday.
Given the types of immune responses we're seeing here, as well as the real-world evidence, this bodes well for the vaccine to provide substantial benefit to those individuals that are boosted.
Over on Capitol Hill, a teenager was among witnesses who testified virtually Wednesday at a hearing on COVID's impacts on children.
This has been a tremendously difficult time, I think, for everyone, but really young people in particular.
The head of the American Academy of Pediatrics testified that child COVID cases have increased exponentially with the spread of the Delta variant. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
The AAP president also testified that more than 21,000 children have been hospitalized and 480 children have died as a result of COVID since the start of the pandemic. Roughly 8,000 Haitian migrants are still believed to be encamped in Del Rio, Texas. The Department of Homeland Security says some of the migrants are being placed in ICE detention facilities or released into the U.S. with notices to appear at an immigration office. Others still face immediate deportation. Homeland Security officials say the U.S. is working with countries in South America to see if they'll accept the return of migrants from their countries. Chris Warner joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Yeah, it's been absolutely beautiful weather the last couple of days. Ever since that cold front moved through, it cleared things out, cooled things down, and made the air nice and dry. Nothing on the Skywatch storm tracker for us locally. We did this the last time I was here. We zoomed out to the lower 48, and you can see, once again, cold front off to our east. That's where the showers and thunderstorms are. We aren't going to see any showers, thunderstorms, or anything even remotely like that. In fact, look at this. It's going to be downright chilly tonight. So we're going to be 71 by 6, 62 by 8, 56 by 10, 53 by midnight before most of us drop off into the mid to upper 40s for overnight lows. But there's a little bit of relief on the way, if you want to call it that. Some warmer weather. We're going to tell you when that's coming in just a few minutes.
Catch you then. Pitt State is holding weekly open interviews to fill jobs. PSU is collaborating with Southeast Kansas Works for the interviews. Kansas Works helps applicants navigate the process, complete a resume, and answer questions about open jobs. Some of the available positions at Pitt State include teaching, customer service, and custodial services.
So that people have the opportunity to come see a face from Pittsburgh State and ask questions. It could be a adjunct faculty position, it could be custodian, could be a groundskeeper, maintenance, a painter or a carpenter, could be anything.
The university currently has 24 open positions. Anyone interested in an interview for one of the positions can visit Southeast Kansas Works in Pittsburgh from 11 a.m. to noon every Wednesday. Still ahead, protecting yourself from fraud.
A new study looks at why people fall for a scam. I'm Anthony Pura with how a person's worldview can put them at a higher risk of financial fraud.
And next in Healthwatch, the growing problem of climate change-related anxiety among young people. Topping today's Healthwatch, radiation therapy to treat breast cancer in young women may increase the risk of heart disease. A new study from the American College of Cardiology found women undergoing radiation for left-sided breast cancer had more than twice the risk of coronary heart disease compared to women with cancer in their right breast. The researchers noted doctors should do more to inform young breast cancer patients of this risk when determining treatment plans. A growing number of young people are suffering from anxiety about climate change. Researchers in Britain say it's a real mental health threat, and they're calling for action to put an end to it. Ian Lee has that story from London.
The signs of climate change are all around, from fierce wildfires raging to freak floods killing dozens across Europe as well as the United States. And they aren't going unnoticed.
It's quite worrying, and it makes me think about our future, and it's definitely not a place that I want my kids to live in.
A new UK study asked 10,000 young adults from 10 countries how they feel about climate change.
The children started telling us that they were feeling betrayed and abandoned, and they felt that governments were lying about the effectiveness of the action they were taking to address the climate emergency.
Researchers from Bath University say 84% of people surveyed, aged 16 to 25, are at least somewhat worried about climate change. Nearly 60% say they are very or extremely worried about the climate crisis. 75% say the future is frightening.
That's the most scary bit, really, what's going to happen in future generations down the line.
And it's not just mankind they're worried about.
You don't want them to be left in a world where there's no animals that they can look at, or there's no beautiful things in the world that they can see.
Researchers say the only cure for climate anxiety is governments around the world taking real action to protect the environment. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
The climate anxiety study found 4 in 10 young people around the world are hesitant to have children as a result of the climate crisis. COVID-19 restrictions are having a negative impact on good sleep and outdoor recreation. A new study published in the Journal of Sleep Research found that quality of life, physical activity, and productivity all deteriorated during lockdowns. The study also found spending less time outside in the daylight takes a toll on our well-being. Young people in the LGBTQ community who are also facing homelessness are disproportionately struggling during the pandemic. A survey from the Center for Addiction and Mental Health found 1 in 3 LGBTQ homeless youth have attempted suicide since the pandemic began. 82% have engaged in self-harm. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Judick from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we're going to talk about fleas on your cat.
But first, fall started today. We had fall-like temperatures to usher it in, but are they going to stick around? We'll tell you coming up. Well, since that cold front came through and gave us a good round of showers and thunderstorms a couple of days ago, it made the grass happy, made everybody outdoors happy, because temperatures, take a look at where we were to where we are now. 94 on Monday, and we had this nice trend of just warm, warm, hot, warm. And then that cold front comes in, sinks those temperatures down. 73 is where we made it today, and it's been absolutely gorgeous. Look at this sky. Just take a moment. And look at that, how beautiful that looks. Clear blue, looks lovely. And we have wonderful temperatures, so you can go out and enjoy that sky. 73, dew point 43, humidity 34%, light northwest breeze. It has been a bit breezy today. Temperatures across the area, so you can see southeast Kansas getting a little bit warmer, but for those of us to the east, we're not nearly as warm. That's because right now we still have on the backside of all of that this northerly breeze, and that's keeping temperatures cool. You can see where the cold front has gone through and where it is going off to based on this temperature map here. Through the rest of the evening, though, we're going to get downright chilly. I mean, we are going to feel like fall tonight, so get ready for it. 71 by 6, 62 by 8, 56 by 10, 53 by midnight. Mid to upper 40s for most of us. Skywatch storm tracker, nothing here. You got to head out to the east where there's that cold front and there's more storms and stuff that it's firing off for folks out to the east. But we are high and dry and clear. Going into the future track, all it's really going to show you are some wind arrows and temperatures because precipitation, nada. We got nothing precipitation-wise for the next several days. So as we head into Thursday, though, you can see by 5 o'clock, temperatures start to warm up and check out the flow. We're no longer northerly. Now it's a southerly flow. It's a southerly breeze. And that's going to keep things a bit warmer as we head into Friday. Not nearly as chilly to start. And as we head into Friday afternoon, despite some increasing cloud cover, storms should stay off to our north, but we're going to see temperatures getting back into the mid to upper 80s. And then as we head into the weekend, Friday night, as you can see, not getting nearly as cool again. And we head into the weekend, and it's the same process. In fact, it starts to get a little bit warmer. Take a look at this. Saturday, 86, 91 by Sunday, 91 on Monday. Before we do see some showers and thunderstorms come in on Tuesday, we may see some additional shower and thunderstorm activity as we head into the middle of next week. And that's going to bring another round of fall-like temperatures. We're in that period where we're sneaking into fall, but we're not quite fully in fall. So we're going to have this roller coaster for a little bit before it suddenly just turns into winter. But before that, not too bad for the next few days. A little bit warm, but sunny and just absolutely pleasant.
Yeah. Fall is teasing us a little bit, and summer will make at least a brief reappearance before winter does.
Yeah, fall's letting us know what it's going to feel like. It's just not ready to give it to us yet.
I think that's right. Thanks, Chris. Coming up, the Justice Department is suing American Airlines and JetBlue. But first, we honor a local veteran. Joshua Tidyman joined the U.S. Army in 2005. The Berryville, Arkansas native was stationed in Iraq, and we salute Private Joshua Tidyman, a four-state hero. Of course, you can learn about lots of other heroes. We have thousands of them in our database. You can also submit a hero of your own anytime you like. It's very simple. You just click on the link on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the Justice Department is suing American Airlines and JetBlue over their recent alliance, which allows them to sell seats on each other's flights. The partnership was announced last year and approved by the Transportation Department during the waning days of the Trump administration. The antitrust lawsuit says the arrangement will lead to fewer choices and higher prices for passengers. American and JetBlue denied that and said they intend to continue to work together while the case is litigated. 33 major U.S. companies are stepping up to help Afghan refugees. They've joined Tent Partnership for Refugees, an organization founded by the Chobani CEO. Amazon, Facebook, Pfizer, Tyson Foods, Uber, and UPS are among the companies that have promised to hire and train Afghans settling in the U.S. Amazon has said it would hire refugees in its warehouses and transportation centers with a starting wage of more than $18 an hour. It'll also pay for training and education programs. Scam victims come from all walks of life, education levels, and backgrounds. So why do some people fall for scams while others do not? Reporter Anthony Pura has the results of a new study.
We have a miscalculation on your tax file. You owe us some money.
Jackie says that's what a caller claiming to be an IRS agent told her, but it was actually a con artist who demanded $500.
She said, basically, if you don't pay this, we're going to file a lawsuit against you for $75,000.
Jackie paid the money, and a new study from the Better Business Bureau and the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, or FINRA, is shedding light on why she did.
Certain people are more vulnerable to to certain types of scams.
FINRA's Gary Mottola and other researchers interviewed people contacted by con artists. They found those who lost money were less likely to question authority.
You don't want to mess with the IRS. Like, it's just, that's kind of, I don't know. That was my viewpoint at that point.
The study also showed scam victims may believe people who ask too many questions seem ignorant, and that wealth is built on random opportunities, which can make them vulnerable to job scams, like Carl.
I couldn't find another job. And like I said, at my age, I'll be 60 years old in November.
Researchers discovered many scam victims think the world rewards good people, leading them to trust others.
I am not aware of how crooked the world is.
Cynthia lost money in an online investment scam. She trusted the con artist and admits not asking enough questions.
That's when things can get dangerous in terms of losing money in a financial fraud.
Mottola says whether it's a phone call or email, always question why someone is asking for money or personal information, and don't be afraid to ask friends and family for advice. Anthony Pura, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Now, Mottola says the good news is our viewpoints can change with experience. He hopes the findings lead to educational campaigns that can help people avoid scams. McDonald's is looking to phase out those plastic toys in kids' Happy Meals by 2025. The fast food chain says it's working with toy companies to develop new ideas like board games with plant-based or recycled pieces. McDonald's is also exploring using recycled plastic toys to make new restaurant trays. And from plastic to paper, can you navigate using an old-fashioned paper map? If so, then there's $1,500 on the line for Windstream's Paper Map Challenge. The communications company is looking for one couple that can find 3 locations in their city within a week, no GPS, no smartphone. Directionally gifted duos have until October 12th to apply. Our Pet Vet on Call, up next. The CBS Evening News is next. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to hear more from area health officials about their recommendations for this flu season. Plus, it's day 3 of the trial of a Joplin man accused of killing a woman and injuring his estranged wife. And why a Missouri town is turning off public comments on the city's social media pages. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. It's a common problem for pet owners. Today's question for our Pet Vet on Call comes from Stacy. She writes, "We treat my cat for fleas, but she goes right back out and gets more fleas. How do I deal with this?"
Well, I will tell you. First, accept the fact that flea products do not repel. They kill the fleas once they get on the cat. Secondly, remember your life cycle. Flea lay eggs, eggs hatch into larva, larva spins a cocoon, cocoon comes an adult flea. So now, if you have a reputable product on your cat, there's no life cycle going on in your house. So if she's going outdoors and picking up fleas from her friends that are out there gallivanting around flea infested, the fleas you see on her are dying fleas and they won't be a problem. The key here is, though, every animal in your household needs to be on flea control.
Hey, we invite questions from anyone. If you have one, you just send it to PetVet@KOAMTV.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday here on KOAM News at 5. You can also find answers to previous questions on our website. All right, now let's check out our picks of the litter from the Humane Society. We have a dog and a cat, both from the Joplin Humane Society. Up first, we have Scarlet, female Labrador Retriever mix puppy. And then there's this adult female domestic short-haired cat named Beats. The shelter says she loves to cuddle on your lap. If you're looking for a pet, why not at least check out your local Humane Society? They always have a lot of great ones. Nice night to take the pet for a walk or maybe have dinner on the patio. It's beautiful out there.
It is going to stay that way too. Good. There's things down here, but it's going to stay that way for a couple of days before we start to warm back up by this weekend. Rain chances maybe by the middle of next week, but between now and then, a little bit warmer, dry air though. It's going to stay lovely. It's going to feel lovely.
Yeah, the humidity will be low as the temperature rises. So
yeah, that's what's going to make it nice. So.
Look forward to that. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.